and Israel Aerospace Industries. This lander will be the world's first privately funded spacecraft to reach the moon. Its mission is to transmit photos and video of its new home and conduct tests of the environment. An interesting fact about this lander is that it will be using its own power to travel to the moon, which will take nearly 2 months. Now let's check in with Kate for our final status update before liftoff.
We're currently at T-minus 3 minutes and 37 seconds from liftoff. Falcon 9 is now moving into the final stages of countdown. The first and second stages are both nearly fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. The first stage should finish prop loading around T-minus 3 minutes and the second stage at T-minus 2 minutes. We're approaching T0, so let's listen in on the countdown net momentarily. Now, at the T-minus 60 seconds mark, be sure to listen for the call out that Falcon 9 is in startup. This means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers have taken over the launch countdown. The new Centaurus Sat-2 payload continues to be healthy. The F9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. Weather's looking good. Range is green. Let's listen in now.
Stage 2 launch load is closed down. Falcon 9 is on internal power. Gas is ready. Falcon 9 is in startup. Stage 2 pressing for flight. Go for launch. Stage 1 pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
Approach pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion's nominal.
Telemetry nominal.
So at T plus 47 seconds into flight, everything is looking nominal. We're currently preparing to throttle down as we enter max Q.
Vehicle supersonic. Vehicle has reached maximum aerodynamic pressure.
So there you just heard we passed through max Q. We will now throttle back up.
MVAC engine chill.
There you heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. This is the point in which, like I mentioned before, we start to flow the super cold liquid oxygen into the turbopumps, bringing them down to flight temperatures. This helps us reduce the temperature difference between the liquid oxygen and the hardware. Everything looking good with stage 1 trajectory. Main engine cutoff, MECO 1 approaching now.
MECO.
And there on your screen you can see that the second stage engine has lit the gorgeous red orange glow of that nozzle. We're now at T plus 3 minutes and 5 seconds into flight. Coming up next will be fairing deployment. Now that second stage is in the vacuum of space, we don't need the fairing anymore, so in order to improve our vehicle efficiency, we shed the extra weight. Let's check in on the status of the Falcon 9 booster.
Bearing separation confirmed.
And there you can see on your screen deployment of fairing.
Bermuda acquisition of signal.
While Stage 2 is doing its job, Stage 1 will be coming back home to Earth, and it will also execute 2 burns, the first of which is the entry burn. First stage is traveling at roughly 2,300 meters per second, and this 3-engine burn helps to slow the stage down. The second of the Stage 1 burns is called the landing burn. This is a single-engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly from about 250 meters per second all the way down to 2 meters per second in order to gently land on the drone ship. As I mentioned earlier, for this mission, first stage re-entry conditions are predicted to be the most challenging for any recovery attempt to date. It is possible that we might lose our camera feed during the landing attempt due to the drone ship's position over the horizon, but if that happens, we will bring you an update as soon as we re-establish connection. Stage 1 landing should occur about 25 seconds following second stage engine cutoff. The entry burn will be coming up here in about 2 minutes. It is T plus 5 minutes and 27 seconds, and we're just under a minute until the entry burn begins.
Stage 2 on nominal trajectory.
So on your left screen, you can see the first stage coming down, and you'll see a bright light when the entry burn begins there. We're just about 25 seconds away from entry burn. And you can also see on your right screen the second stage.
Stage 1 FTS is safe.
Stage 1 entry startup.
And their entry burn has begun. This should last about 18 seconds.
Stage 1 entry burn. Shutdown.
And entry burn is complete for first stage. Next, coming up at about T+8 minutes will be a rapid series of events. This will include the first second stage engine cutoff, or SECO-1, the start of the landing burn, followed by the first stage landing. SECO-1 and the landing burn will occur within 4 seconds of each other, followed by the stage 1 landing shortly after that. And we are at T+7 minutes and 22 seconds, so we're just under a minute to SECO-1.
Terminal guidance.
Stage 1 entry transonic.
And that second stage engine is glowing bright there. When SECO-1 starts, that engine will turn off.
Stage 2 FTS is safe.
Stage 1 landing startup.
We have SECO-1.
Stage 1 landing weight deployed.
Nominal orbit
It sounds like, there you go on your screen, we do have a successful first stage landing, despite the challenging conditions there. And we also got confirmation of stage 2 in good orbit. Now we are about to enter the coast phase, so we are going to take a quick break, but we will be leaving you with an animation that shows you where we are in the coast phase. We will be back at about T+26 minutes for second stage relight and the first deployment.
Welcome back to the webcast. MVAC-D on our second stage has begun engine chill, and it is about to briefly reignite for the second and final burn of tonight's mission. And then it will begin deployment of today's payloads. First will be Space IL, and then the new Centaurus Satu satellite. As we mentioned earlier, another payload will be riding along on today's mission, an experimental small satellite for the U.S. Air Force Research Lab, but we won't be able to catch footage of that particular deployment this evening. We'll see a second engine start at T plus 27 minutes, and it'll be burning over Gabon for, oh, it's burning right now, there we go, lit. So you can see that gorgeous glow. It's burning over Gabon now for about a minute, and then we'll have second engine cutoff around T plus 28 minutes, 7 seconds. Approaching SECO 2 in 10 seconds.
MVAC shutdown.
And confirmation of MVAC shutdown there as that red glow and confirmation that the MVAC shutdown there as that red glow slowly begins to fade away. Now we're just going to wait until we have good orbit, and we just had confirmation that stage 2 is in a good orbit. So at this point, we'll be coasting for the next 5 minutes or so, and we will be back just after T plus 33 minutes.
We are coming up on our first deployment of the night, the Space IL Lunar Lander, in just about 10 seconds from now, 18 seconds from now. Now you should be able to see this on your screen.
Space IL, spacecraft separation confirmed.
And we've got confirmation of separation. And you can kind of see that there on your screen. It's a little bit bright there because of the sun, so it's very difficult to see separation there, but we've had a successful deployment of the Space IL Lunar Lander, a first non-governmental lander to make its way to the moon. Here's a little more insight on its journey to space.
Spaceflight makes getting to space easy and affordable.
We have years of experience helping customers execute their missions, providing rideshare on nearly every launch vehicle in the world. Our team supports you through every aspect of your mission, from design and licensing to integration, launch, and deployment. We're proud to take SpaceIL on this historic mission to the moon.
In the beginning, I was only an idea, a dream, a fantasy. I was born in a bar to 3 fathers. Soon, I met the rest of my family. I had people who took care of me and helped me grow, and I grew and became stronger. When I met the president of our country, he told me that I carry with me the hopes and dreams of a nation. And he was right. Landing on the moon is not my only mission. I will carry with me a magnetometer to study the magnetic fields of the moon. But one of my most important missions is to inspire our kids so they can dream and explore new worlds. And my mission begins today. A couple of weeks ago, I left home and got on a plane to Cape Canaveral. I had hundreds of talented people who worked hard to prepare me for this day. I waited long enough for this moment, and I am ready. Yalla, let's get to the moon.
What an exciting mission and day for SpaceIL. As Jesse mentioned earlier, that is the first privately funded lunar lander, so congratulations to the SpaceIL team. We wish your lander all the luck as it makes its way to the moon. Now we have a short 8-minute coast before we deploy New Centaurus Sat-2, so we'll take one more quick break during this time. Stay with us. We'll be back around T plus 43.5 minutes. Welcome back to the webcast at T plus 43.5 minutes. We're about a minute away from deployment of the New Centaurus Sat-2 satellite. If you've just joined us, we've had a really great day so far. Beautiful liftoff from Cape Canaveral, a successful landing of a rather spicy landing attempt on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. Great deployment of the SpaceIL lunar lander just about a few minutes ago, and now we're just waiting for our final, our last deployment that we'll be able to see today, New Centaurus Sat-2. So that'll be coming up just in a few seconds. Seconds away from deployment. And there you can see on your screen visual confirmation of deployment for the New Centaurus satellite.